Can the Seahawks survive a free agency storm that could change everything? Will their roster come together, or are we staring at a season of heartbreak? Today, we're diving into every rumor, every free agent possibility, and what it really means for the future of Seattle football. Before we jump in, do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video so no Seahawk fan misses a single update this year. Let's ride together through the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Every combine week in the NFL, the rumor mill spins faster than a wheel in a hurricane. Trades, free agents, draft prospects. They're all swirling around, and it's nearly impossible to separate fact from fiction. That's why this is your ultimate stop to cut through the noise. Whether it's a question from a fan or an insider rumor, we break it all down, and we do it for the fans by the fans. Speaking of fan questions, let's kick things off with a hot topic. Imagine if Kenneth Walker walks away from Seattle in free agency. Who do you even replace him with? Think about it. If you were building a backfield from scratch today, who would you trust to carry the ball for the Seahawks? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we're diving deep into this. Now, the reality is, it's looking increasingly likely that Walker may not return. And that hurts because you don't just replace a player like that overnight. The Seahawks' salary cap seems to be their biggest limitation, and unfortunately, other teams are likely willing to pay him more than Seattle is comfortable offering. So who's left in free agency that could realistically step into the system? First, let's talk Travis Etienne. The guy had more rushing yards than Kenneth Walker last year, and he's proven he can catch the football out of the backfield. He's not a flashy name, but he's the kind of player who could thrive in Seattle's zone-heavy run scheme. If he decides not to return to Jacksonville, this could be a perfect fit. Then there's the possibility of looking at power runners like Pacheco, someone who brings a different dimension to the offense. And let's not forget Najee Harris. He's a talent, though coming off a significant injury. Here, you'd need to rely heavily on the Seahawks medical staff to ensure he can return to full form. Every decision carries risk, but also opportunity. But running backs aren't the only story. Let's pivot to the draft, because this is where Seattle has consistently surprised everyone. Brandon Cece, a cornerback out of South Carolina, stands out as an ideal fit. He's versatile, able to play both slot and edge, and his skill set perfectly aligns with what Coach McDonald loves. Multifaceted players who aren't pigeonholed into one role. Pair him with Nick Imanzander, and you're looking at a defensive backfield that could make opposing quarterbacks sweat. Question for you. If you had to choose one rookie to anchor the Seahawks secondary this year, who would it be? Comment below because this is exactly where fan opinions matter. Now, let's tackle the quarterback situation. Jalen Milroe has been on everyone's radar. Will Seattle ride him into the future, or look for options like Jordan Love-style development? There's a lot to consider. Sam Darnold still has a couple of years left, so the Seahawks could take a patient approach, letting Milroe develop until he's ready to step in. Or they could explore trade options if the preseason shows he's not quite ready. Every route has consequences. Trade him too early, and you might miss out on his potential. Keep him too long, and you risk stagnation at the position. It's a delicate balance, and Seahawks management has their work cut out for them. Now, back to free agency for a moment. Rashid Shaheed. The good news. It looks promising that he'll return. Chemistry between him and the quarterback could elevate this offense in ways we haven't seen yet. Shaheed's numbers with his previous team might have been slightly inflated, but there's no denying his talent and how he could integrate seamlessly into Seattle's system. And let's not ignore coaching. Brian Fleury has been making waves, and rightfully so. From the moment he walked in, he showed energy, preparation, and a vision for what this offense could become. It's one thing to inherit a system, but another to make it your own while elevating the talent around you. Fleury has the respect of the players, the creativity to push limits, and the track record to back it up. Seahawks fans, this hire could be the difference maker we've been waiting for. Offense, defense, draft prospects, free agency. It's a whirlwind, and the only constant is change. But here's the exciting part. Seattle has the tools, the coaching staff, and the fan base to turn this offseason into a defining moment. Another question for you. Are you nervous about the possibility of losing Kenneth Walker? Or do you trust the front office to make the right moves? Comment yes or no, and let's get a conversation going because fan perspectives here are just as valuable as insider info. Looking at draft strategy, the focus seems to lean heavily toward defense. Interviewing top-tier cornerbacks, safeties, and edge rushers indicates the Seahawks are aiming to fortify their backfield and pass rush. Could a wide receiver sneak in if a top talent falls? Absolutely, but the current trend and needs suggest defensive priority. This could reshape Seattle's identity for years to come. Let's circle back to free agency running backs one more time. With a handful of big-name options left, the Seahawks have to be strategic. Travis Etienne, Pacheco, and Najee Harris each bring something different. One could provide versatility, another raw power, and the last, if fully healthy, a dynamic combination of speed and strength. Each choice tells a story about what type of team Seattle wants to become. It's not just about stats, it's about fit. A player who thrives elsewhere might struggle here, while a lesser-known back could flourish behind this offensive line. And speaking of the line, the Seahawks' offensive front continues to improve. Comfort, chemistry, and scheme familiarity are increasing, meaning any new addition has a platform to excel. This brings us full circle. Offseason is chaotic, rumor-driven, and stressful, but it's also electrifying, filled with potential, and a chance to redefine a franchise. Seahawks fans, this is the time to stay engaged, voice your opinions, and get ready for what's coming next. Finally, don't forget, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Free agency is just around the corner. The draft is looming, and every move matters. This is your chance to be part of the conversation and never miss a beat on your favorite team. Thank you for spending time with me today. Your insights, questions, and passion make this more than a show. It makes it a community. Next live show is coming Thursday, and I can't wait to dive even deeper into these stories with all of you. Stay loud, stay proud, and as always, go Hawks.